In this episode of Drinking Made Easy, we march into the Lilac City. We make some vintage cocktails.
As long as I know we're talking about the same thing. Monkey balls.
Yes.
Get in a shootout at the Spokane Corral.
You get me?
And I pour Steve the city's tallest shot. It's Drinking Made Easy, Spokane. I'm Zane Lamprey, and my job is to drink. I'm traveling around with my mascot, Steve McKenna, and my buddy Pleplius as we explore the local drinking cultures, customs, and cocktails. Along the way, we'll soak in the local flavor in an effort to make drinking easy. To get our day started in Spokane, we hit up Steam Plant Grill for some beer. Built in 1916, the central steam plant provided heat to most of downtown Spokane until 1986. After nearly a decade of being closed, the plant was reopened and now houses the Steam Plant Brew Pub. We headed down to the first level to meet with Tim Deniston and try some of their fresh brewed beers.
So when did Steam Plant Brew Pub open?
January 1st of this year.
Well, what's your signature beer?
It's a vanilla bourbon stout.
We should probably start with that.
We begin with one of their original brews that started by accident.
Okay. This is our most popular beer. It was first made for a Christmas party for the company.
Okay.
And we took a keg of our old stout, which was called Polar Bear Stout, and poured a fifth of just rock gut bourbon in there and added some vanilla beans and let it sit for about 6 months.
Oh, wow. All the flavors married?
Right.
All right. Cheers.
That was delicious.
What the hell was that?
It's been a long day. Did we just start?
For our next course, we're having a beer cocktail.
A huckleberry martini.
Yes.
With beer.
Right.
The Huckleberry Beertini is made with huckleberry ale, huckleberry vodka, huckleberry syrup, sweet and sour mix, and fresh huckleberries. Get it started by icing up a pint glass and filling it with our huckleberry ale.
Okay.
Then 1.5 ounces of huckleberry vodka,
Nice.
huckleberry syrup, a splash of sweet and sour mix,
Now what?
Shake them.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Can you shake beer?
You just said to shake it.
Okay.
In spite of Steve's disbelief, I followed Tim's orders and give it a shake. And there you go. I've proven that you can, in fact, shake beer. Pour it out and garnish with our fresh huckleberries. The crew was looking thirsty, so we let them throw back our huckleberry beertinis. Then we took a tour of this once functioning steam plant.
This was an old boiler. When this was an operating steam plant, there were 7 of them, and this is where the fire was, and water was running through these pipes.
And spills on the floor.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Next, Tim brings us into one of the smokestacks that still remain.
You can actually see the earth moving. No, those are the clouds.
Hold on a second. Is this functioning?
No.
What about this?
Our next stop is at Dry Fly Distillery to give you a refresher on the distillation process. Dry Fly's whiskey starts with grain, which they source from local fields. The grain is boiled to create a sweet, sugary liquid called wort. Yeast is added to the wort, which ferments and creates alcohol and CO2. Known as distiller's beer, this liquid is moved into a next tank, which they call Carl Jr., where it's heated until the alcohol turns into a gas. The vaporous alcohol rises to the top of the tank, then condenses, turning back into a liquid. This liquid is moved into another tank, where the process is repeated. During this second distillation, fusel alcohols, the bad stuff, is stripped away. The 160 proof spirit that's left will be placed into barrels. Don the distiller invites us to taste some of their 160 proof whiskey straight from the still.
Usually on whiskey, you're only at 160 proof or below. So in whiskey, you want some of those flavor compounds to come through, and then you let the barrel temper those over time. The only difference between that and what goes in the bottle is just very pure water, which you bring to the proof bottle.
Can we try a little?
We head to the still to taste some whiskey before it's been aged in barrels and diluted to 80 proof.
How does that make you feel?
Warm.
Wait, let me clean it with alcohol first.
Probably good for my beard.
Yeah,
good?
that'll warm me up right there.
Wow, I'm glad I
Tastes
asked
good.
that question. It's amazing you can still taste the sugar through all that fire. It burned a little bit, but there was still flavor. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
It's evolved to 4 or 5 combinations to make a cocktail. Well, we thought, well, that's total crap. We want to make something that is just enjoyed naturally. Drink it naked. Just enjoy it by itself.
Now, wait, hold on a second. You can't say drink it naked to him.
Just leave the hat on. That's all we ask.
Okay, that's
Hat and
fine.
sunglasses.
Okay, that's fine.
And don't look me in the eye.
They tell us about some of the other whiskeys they have in the works that are made with some different ingredients.
We're actually making a whiskey from grain that no one has made whiskey from before.
Have you ever considered making a whiskey from kittens? Wow. And butterflies?
A great idea, but they don't seem ready to bite. So I send Steve away to bring in a couple barrels of whiskey that are almost ready to bottle.
Okay, Steve, you know what you're doing.
Not at all. How do you turn this puppy on?
To our surprise, and my disappointment, Steve doesn't break anything.
I've never been so afraid in my life. That was weird.
I didn't have to call my insurance company. You didn't have to call your insurance
good.
company.
Don pours us a couple of glasses of the whiskey.
That was thievery, correct?
It is thievery. So that's at barrel strength, 120 proof. So we always kind of make a final determination on a barrel of what we think needs to be done for it.
I'm going to probably say that you should put kittens and butterflies in there, and a unicorn if you can find it.
I'm gonna sell them on this idea if it's the last thing I do. Listen to me. People like kittens and butterflies. To mellow this barrel, I quickly sketch out the finishing ingredient.
I think this is just what it needed.
That's what's really going to fix this.
A whimsical kitten and a magical butterfly.
There.
That's awesome.
Let's see if that helped. Now they retaste it.
There's a change, I can tell.
It's different?
I knew it!
So that's a significant improvement.
Definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It was the kitty and the butterfly. Good call.
My job here is done.
Coming up on Drinking Made Easy, a cocktail perfect for Pleplius.
To sort of suggest the ball of the monkey?
Sure.
Welcome back to Drinking Made Easy. As you know, this is a TV show about drinking, but it's also a drinking game.
And there are rules to the drinking game.
Yeah.
And for those rules, go to drinkitmadeeasy.com. I mean, just do it. What?
We are drinking our way through Lilac City, and our next stop is a cocktail lounge located in a movie theater. Housed in the old concession stand of the historic Garland Theater, Bon Bon serves up some great food, old-timey candy, and vintage cocktails. Joined by Don from Dry Fly, we meet up with Kelly Green to learn how to make one of their historic cocktails.
This used to be the concession stand for the theater,
In 1945.
and now it's a bar.
Now it's a bar.
You cannot drink in the theater, but you can drink and then go into the theater.
Yes.
You also have a cocktail that you make called the Monkey Gland.
Yes, it's a classic cocktail.
Well, it sounds classically
Inappropriate.
inappropriate. It does sound
Do
classically.
you want to know the story?
Yes, I'd love to.
Well, the drink was named after something that was happening back in the 1920s that was all the rage, called human primate grafting.
Human primate grafting.
Grafting. Turned out that this scientist named Sergey used to
Sergey.
take the gland or testicle from a monkey.
Okay, as long as I know we're talking about the
Yes.
same thing. Monkey balls.
Yes, monkey
Okay.
balls. He would take a monkey ball and attach it to a man, and the juices from said gland were a form of Viagra.
Where do they attach it?
Wait, what's your question?
Well, how by attaching a monkey gland ball to a man, how would that improve his stamina?
Do you want to
Your
interject, Don?
testicle?
You have something to say?
I'm not able to touch this.
He's not going to touch these balls.
And with that, it's time to make the monkey gland. The monkey gland is made with absinthe, orange juice, gin, house-made grenadine, and garnished with a brandy-soaked cherry. First, we need to chill out the glasses. So I pour in some ice and the locally made Pacific absinthe.
And it's 124 proof.
Give that a swirl and let it sit. Next, we add some freshly squeezed orange juice. Each drink gets 1.5 ounces of fresh orange juice.
There's specific recipes.
I know. I think I got it, though.
Then 1.5 ounces of Dry Fly's gin.
If you use extra gin, it's okay.
The more gin, the better. Am I wrong?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Then house-made grenadine. Dump the absinthe. Add ice and shake.
Now, why are we double straining?
Just to get the extra ice out so it doesn't water it down so much.
Perfect. Is that good?
Perfect.
And finish it off with a brandy-soaked cherry.
To sort of suggest the ball of the monkey?
Sure.
One bloody monkey ball. All right, you guys ready for your monkey balls?
I throw an old-time candy cigarette in my mouth,
To monkey ball blend.
and it's time to drink.
That's a sneaky drink. Because there's a lot of booze in there.
There's a lot of these in there.
I think it's the gin we use that makes it really extra special.
A lot of vitamin C in there too. It's good for you.
Yeah, but the person who made the vitamin C isn't here. The guy who made the gin is.
A lot of great gin in there.
Next, we head over to Northern Lights. I send Steve in to grab us a few beers while I head out to the patio and talk shop with brewery founder Mark Irvin. We start with the chocolate dunkel.
One dunkel for you, sir.
Dankeschön.
Dunkel very much.
Dunkel for you.
Dunkel.
Cheers.
All right, now I feel fit to do the scene. What is a dunkel?
Dunkel just means dark in German.
Oh.
So it's a dark beer. Traditionally, they're lager beers brewed in Germany. This is not a traditional Dunkel,
Okay.
pure and simple. It's kind of its own entity, but it has a lot of the same ingredients and flavor profile that a Dunkel would have. And there's some alcohol in this too, so it's 6.5%. So I mean, it's not a little beer.
This is then not a session beer?
For guys like you, I'd say that it's probably session
Are we
material.
having a session? Are we out with friends right now, sessioning right now?
From the chocolate dunkel, we move to the blueberry cream.
There's two things happening here. There's blueberry, cream.
Yeah. So the cream ale is the style of beer that that I introduced the fruit to.
Okay.
Which is just a light blonde ale.
Why do they call it a cream?
There was some history behind that. It was the name that was tagged to it. It was a blend between a lager and an ale. And before refrigeration and such, they wanted to try to produce a beer that tasted a lot like a lager beer. The ale brewers did. So what they did was they brewed beer that had all the ingredients of a lager beer, but they fermented it with ale yeast at ale temperatures.
Okay.
So you end up with a very similar product, but a little more fruity, estery kind of flavor to it.
It's not creamy in the sense of like cream and milky, but I guess it's a little bit more viscous.
Yeah.
Like the higher viscosity than a regular beer or something?
It's true. It's true. The cream ale tag doesn't seem to fit in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But that's how it came about.
Right.
What they did was they took the ale yeast and they pitched it into a batch of what they would have been their typical lager beer.
Right.
And because it's fermented at warmer temperatures, it produces more esters, which is the fruity component.
Got it.
Derived out of fermentation. But they can be very similar. In other words, I ferment my cream ale at a cooler than normal ale temperature because I don't want it to be quite as fruity as it would normally produce. Generally speaking, the cooler the temperature, whether it's ale or lager yeast, the less esters that will be produced.
Different yeast thrive at different temperatures.
Right.
Then how do the blueberries figure in?
We add the blueberries right at the beginning of fermentation.
The yeast is then acting on the sugar from the blueberries.
Yep.
As well as the malted barley.
Right, exactly.
Okay. So is that producing more alcohol?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
More alcohol. And the yeast consume the sugars in the fruit. I mean, they just gobble it up.
So you also do a drink that combines the both of these?
The chocolate dunkel
The chocolate
and the blueberry cream.
Northern Lights also has a drink that combines both of these beers called the Black and Blue.
And it's quite tasty, actually. I really like that.
A big head, like you. Is this a racing beer, a session beer?
Yeah, with the blueberry in there, it's definitely a racing beer. Racing beer.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, they're off. All three get off to a clean start, but Mark drains his pint in record time. Lamprey comes in second, and McKenna just gives up.
Well, I saw I was losing.
Wow, is that your strategy in life, too?
No.
Come on, Mark!
Coming up on Drinking Made Easy, a strong cocktail.
Come on. Hey, this is a new bottle. Welcome back to Drinking Made Easy in Spokane. For the list of the locations we've been to in this episode, and for the ones that we forgot, go to drinkingmadeeasy.com. What are you doing? Sitting down. Fair enough.
It's time for the six-pack challenge. Today's challenge is paintball. Armed with a single paintball gun, both men enter the arena. Starting at opposing sides, the guys will maneuver behind cover and attempt to hit their opponent. When a player is hit, the men will reset and start again. The first to 6 kills is the winner. 2 men enter, 1 man will leave, covered in paint. The guys take their positions, and the battle begins. Lamprey wastes no time, begins rapid firing on McKenna. Frightened McKenna ducks behind his bunker.
Wait, my shit ain't fired.
He peeks around the corner and takes a ball straight to the face. That's 1-0 Lamprey. This time McKenna comes out firing while Lamprey sneaks behind the cylinder. McKenna gets hit once, twice, 3 times, but refuses to give up. With a final shot to the arm, the point goes to Lamprey. And again, Lamprey makes an aggressive move as McKenna cowers behind his bunker. Lamprey posts up behind a wedge and begins firing. He continues to advance on McKenna's flank, taking the petrified McKenna by surprise. Lamprey shoots McKenna 6 times at point blank. It's 3-0 Lamprey. Finally, McKenna makes a move away from his bunker and swings to Lamprey's right. He finds cover behind a wedge and returns fire. Lamprey again tries to flank McKenna, but takes a ball to the leg. And McKenna's on the board, 3-1.
Go!
The men take a similar path and make their way to cover. Lamprey peeks above his cylinder and opens fire on McKenna, who finds shelter behind a cable spool. McKenna tries to return fire and takes another ball to the head.
He got me!
4-1 Lamprey.
Did he get me?
Yeah, he got you.
You get me?
McKenna heads right back to the cable spool as Lamprey lays down some cover fire. Lamprey sneaks right up the middle, but a patient McKenna is waiting and shoots Lamprey right in the head.
You can't hit me.
It's 4-2 Lamprey. They head back to the same positions. This time it's Lamprey that gets the hit. He celebrates the point as they reset for what could be the final point. Lamprey mixes it up and moves to the wedge at McKenna's left, while McKenna heads back to his favorite cable spool. Blocked by the spool, McKenna doesn't see Lamprey moving up on his left. In a moment of panic, and is hit by a barrage from Lamprey.
Tell me I didn't get you!
McKenna goes down, and Lamprey wins this week's six-pack challenge.
To recover from our battle, we head over to Steelhead to have a few beers. Steve's been a little clumsy lately, so we decide to solve that issue with a little duct tape. And to get Mel, the producer, in the spirit, we tape her up too.
Come on, everybody's doing it.
Funny, right?
We have Edward Scooter Hands and Edward Cocktail Hands.
You know what, Mel? If you chug that one right there, you'll be free.
Yeah. Yep. As soon as you finish that one, we'll untie you.
Come on, Mel. You're back in the game.
Stop trying to motivate other people when you can't even motivate yourself.
I'm halfway through my schooner.
Okay, Mel, you done?
We'll keep it cold for you.
She's finished her drinks, so she's good to go.
Bye, Steve.
Steve's glass, however, is half full. Inspired by Mel's chugging abilities, Steve steps it up.
Wow!
He made it!
Now that Steve has downed his beer, we can finally have our drinks.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, great.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Once in a while, you want to just enjoy it. I'll drink for you.
Yeah.
Just to make sure Steve's learned his lesson, we get set for the tallest shot in Spokane.
You ready, Steve?
Now, we're about to do something that'll get you kicked out of just about any bar.
Bring the rain.
Sometimes the speed pourer can slow you down. See, that's better. There you go.
Do you like it?
That was good.
We just waterboarded Steve.
Can I get another?
Our last stop of the day is Spokane's smallest bar. A local dive serving up fresh drinks, Baby Bar is located just behind Nito Burrito. We meet up with Patty Tully to get the skinny on Baby Bar.
Baby Bar? Why is it called Baby Bar?
Actually, it's been here since the 70s, so we don't really know.
It's been called Baby Bar since the 70s?
We don't know why. Other than the size, that's what we all assume. But
It is
some cab
minuscule.
divers say that it's because so many babies were made in the Baby Bar.
that would be weird since you can see every spot of the bar.
This used to be a motel from the 70s.
Oh, a lot of babies are made in motels.
We're not here to make babies. We're here to try the local Titan cider.
This is 6.9%. How do you guys typically drink this?
Most of our customers just drink it over ice.
Oh, we got some for you, Patty.
With a little left over, I grab a glass for Patty.
But I mostly drink it with whiskey.
Wait a second. What?
Is that a little curveball you just threw us?
What do you mean?
I put a shot of whiskey in it. Actually, all of us do.
Oh, so you actually put a shot of whiskey in it?
Wait, so make some room for whiskey.
Fair enough. I'm here to drink it like the locals do, so I make some room in my pint glass for some whiskey.
Just...
Yeah, it's up to the edge then.
I pour in some dry fly whiskey.
Up to the edge? Oh, come on now.
Oh, seriously.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Come on.
Ask them.
Hey, this is a new bottle. There's probably nothing apple about this. Cheers. Cheers.
Wasting no time, we make quick work of our cider cocktail.
Sort of whiskey-y.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
What just happened? Between the three of us, we just finished half a bottle of whiskey.
Between the three of us, we just did.
Betwixt the three of us.
Again.
Mel's been making fun of our bartending abilities, so Steve and I have a contest to see who can make the best cocktail with dry fly whiskey and Titan apple cider.
With 2 minutes on the clock, the bartending begins.
Go.
I'll start with the good stuff.
McKenna starts with the dry fly, while Zane begins with the cider. Lamprey throws in some bolus lime juice, and McKenna adds simple syrup. Canadian whiskey for McKenna, and knowing what Mel likes, Lamprey adds some Saint Germain. McKenna changes it up with some spiced rum. Lamprey adds a splash of dry fly. McKenna adds even more rum, and even more whiskey.
Who's your daddy now?
It looks like Lamprey's concoction is complete as he shakes it up.
Where's the tin?
As Lamprey goes for his garnish, McKenna begins to shake. He employs the classic round the world and the teeter-totter shake. Short on time, McKenna uses his hand as a strainer.
Okay. Wow. Come on in, Mel.
Mel tastes McKenna's first. And now, the results.
They're both good. This one is very heavy in whiskey. This one tastes more balanced.
You prefer this one. So I won. What did you put in yours?
Believe it or not, it's mostly rum. I think on the degree of difficulty, I win.
But in my defense, we were making it for Mel.
It's true. It's got a good gin flavor.
And I know that, yeah.
You know what? That was f***ing great. Now you chug my.
You.
Come on.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
I wish I could say that it sucks, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. I think together.
It's a tie?
We make good beer.
Check us out on Facebook and at drinkingmadeeasy.com.